Savings. Let's talk about savings for a minute first,
yeah.
John. And we hear again this week, you see the news, the banks are looking at cutting their
They
base.
have.
Base
Bank of
rates
Ireland
again.
have made two major cuts in their deposit rates, and they're pretty awful anyway. I mean, the very best rate that you can get on the market is 3%, and I say it was Bank of Ireland, which was up to maximum 30,000. 12 months fixed, and at the end of 12 months it slips down to 2%. So that's now been cut by 0.5%. You've also got the NTMA, which are a great organisation, the National Treasury Management Agency. People think they're the post office bonds, but they're not. They're the NTMA. They're a government body that look after all government money, including anything that's in the post office. So you've got a suite of state savings, and their very best one, which is a long one, 10 years, called National Solidarity Bond, and you get 3% on a gross basis, but effectively you have to wait 10 years to get 22% into your fist tax-free.
After 10 years.
After 10 years.
And that's a long time frame. I hear Raisin Advertising mad at the moment, and they're offering savings options across Europe. What do you make of that?
In fairness, they're a good brand, and I mean, they're offering, for instance, Klarna Bank, Swedish bank, and other banks, Bank of Portugal, 2.98%. Now, what actually happens with a lot of those kind of European banks is some of them deduct 18%. You still have to then spend 15% to the revenue at the end of the year.
Here, in this country?
Yes, because the dirt tax is not deducted of 33%. And there are some of those European banks, you need to be very careful about this, because some of those European banks don't deduct it at all. And therefore you have to put the 33% of the interest that you earned to the revenue. Now the problem is some people might put a blind eye to that, and one day you get a tap on the shoulder. Not only are you going to have to pay the 33% that you owe, but penalties and also sorts of other issues that you'd have with revenue. So you don't mess with them.
So caution there. You like Raisin, but caution, and you do have to declare what you earn on interest. So John, you're here with us today at the start of 2025. Make us money. Make us real money. How do we make our savings work?
Okay, well, I can tell you from 1991 to 2020, the best asset class of any of them is the stock market. And from 1991 to 2020, the average annual growth was 10.72%. That's nearly 11%. Now, if you couple that with your pension, your ordinary simple pension, and you're on a, say, 40% tax rate, it means for every €100 you get, the government is giving you back €40. That's 40%. If you're on the higher rate, plus your 10.72, that's 50%, 50.72%. In 1 year, you tell me any investment that gives you that kind of return, and I will go for it.
So the message today is contribute to a pension, get the kickback from the government, and investigate the stock market.